It's the first time the child of a sitting president has gone to trial. The first witness being heard right now in the historic trial of Hunter Biden, the younger Biden, is accused of 3 felony charges after obtaining a firearm in 2018 when prosecutors say he was in the throes of drug addiction. Those same prosecutors telling the jury no one is above the law. It doesn't matter who you are or what your name is. Our national correspondent and my co-anchor here on ABC News Live, Terry Moran, is outside court there in Wilmington, Delaware. So, Terry, we understand that an FBI agent has now taken the stand. Bring us up to date. What have we learned so far?
Well, Kira, they've just broken for lunch, but yes, this FBI agent was bringing the jurors through and beginning the prosecution's case with Hunter Biden's own words in his own voice, much of it, reading the audio. They played the audio book version read by Hunter Biden of his memoir, Beautiful Things, and the passages where he describes his flagrant, over-the-top, debauched addiction to crack cocaine. This is a man who has recovered from addiction, he says, and part of that, of course, is taking responsibility and owning up to what happened, and that's what these passages were. I must say his daughter and his mother, the First Lady, Jill Biden, were both very emotional at times while these passages were being played. But the prosecution's trying to show that this was a man who had no business purchasing a firearm, that he was clearly, they said in their opening statement, that he was smoking crack every 15 to 20 minutes from the moment he woke up until the time he went to sleep. Now, in opening statements, I should say, the defense lawyer said that's all well and good, but he claims he's found a hole in the prosecution's evidence that Hunter Biden was not doing that in the days leading up to his purchase, that he'd gotten out of rehab, stumbled a bit, and was trying to go clean. And so they believe that they have an opportunity, the defense does, to show the prosecution through Biden's own relatives. We know what he was like on crack, and he wasn't before he purchased the gun. So that's really the factual drama in the trial right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, on paper, the case is pretty straightforward, right? You just pointed out, he talked about, buying the gun. The prosecution argues that his memoir and his text messages just confirm that he was using drugs at the time. So given all the facts here and even his admissions around his addiction, how's the defense going to push back on this?
That's a great question, and we heard really for the first time in an expansive way what the defense in this case is going to be. It's going to focus on one of the words in that form, the federal form to purchase a gun that Hunter Biden wrote. That word is are. Are you an abuser of drugs or addicted to drugs? Are, the present tense. And Abby Lowell, the defense lawyer, pointed out other parts of that form saying, are you now or have you ever? So there are other parts where they wanted to refer to the past tense that they used, have you ever. They didn't in the crucial section of that form. And then Abby Lowell turned to one word in the charges against Hunter Biden, knowingly. Did the defendant knowingly create a falsehood on that federal form? And so it'll all boil down to what Hunter Biden was doing at the time, in the days leading up to the purchase of that firearm. Now, all addicts know. In fact, Abby Lowell began his statement with a very dramatic moment. He said, as you know, he said to the jurors, as everybody knows, a person who is recovering from alcohol or drug addiction always refers to themselves as an addict. And so I am Abby Lowell, and I am an addict. It was a very dramatic moment, no question about it. They acknowledge that. But the key question for the criminal trial is, did Hunter Biden intend to commit this crime? The prosecution has to prove that. And they say no matter, what we all know is that an addict is an addict until they're not. In this chapter of his life, these days leading up to the purchase of his gun, he thought he was getting clean. And that, they think, could cause reasonable doubt in some of the jurors' minds.
Well, as things have gotten started, Terry will continue to check in with you, of course, throughout the afternoon. Thanks, Terry.